How you doing? This is the maxproud channel. I'm Earl. How you doing? It's been a little bit. That's okay. um, Today, I've done several videos on the SX bass guitar, and here's another one. I hope I'm not boring you, but I really dig like a lot of the other fans, of SX. We really dig these instruments because of the inexpensive price, but the quality is pretty good. Well, today, I have this other video that's on. It's called it explains about the difference between the recent headstock change from SX, or rather not so recent. This is an example of the old stock headstock. It resembles more of the Fender-esque style of headstock, as you can see. I love these headstocks like a lot of other fans because of the old style, and it looks like really vintage and everything. And in the video, I explain the difference between these older headstocks and these newer headstocks that we now have with SX. Rumor has it they wanted to get away from that style because of copyright concerns, stuff like that. And here's a more less round, more hexagonal, more pointier style of headstock that they now use. At first I hated it, but it's sort of growed on me a little bit. I don't hate it now. It's okay. I tend to like it more on some of the multi-string basses. They got a 5-string version and 4-string versions of these SX basses, and they look a little more appropriate for it, from the 4. Your psyche is looking at that 4-banger over there in the shape. But these are okay. I'm starting to like them a little more, though I do wish they would go back to the older. So, anyway, I'm doing kind of like a comparison today because I wanted to know if there was any real difference between the two, and the newer basses and the older basses. And I found out that, interesting enough, not really. The old stock, I think, the headstock is a little bigger, and I think gives off the impression of being bigger or larger, but not really. No, it's not. It's actually, the dimensions are pretty much the same, interesting enough. As far as the neck is concerned, here is the old stock SX bass precision style, as you can see. These are some improvements I put in on there. Put some pick and bridge covers over, pickup, and put a little gold yellow style there. And as you can see, right there, the big head old style headstocks, really nice. But that's about all. That's maybe a little bigger. Okay, I just got through measuring, some of the stuff, and this neck for the old style SXP bass, the old this is from this point down to the bottom up to above the nut right up here. We got a 24 inches almost exact, and the width at the nut, I got to write it down. This is like right here. It's like across here, 1 5/8. I think I got it pretty accurate. 1 5/8, and down here is an even 2.5 inches, just about accurately. And compared to the new stock precision bass, this side here, we're gonna have an exact 1 5/8 at the nut again. This is exactly the same. Exactly that, 1 5/8 and 2.5 inches wide down this way. So there's really nothing that was done differently in size or whatever with these basses. The old stock, I got to keep grabbing back and forth. I don't know, this gave the appearance to me. I was quite sure that the old stock seemed like it was wider. Let me see. The width, as far as on the side, is definitely smaller. It's kind of hard because to get the width, because you gotta around this here uh, um, is smaller because this is got more of a what you call more of a I think they call it the U style. The U style round. This is a lot more cupped, and I think this is just a bit larger with the newer stock. You know. Then again, it may be optical illusion. I can't really measure it from that angle. If you know how, let me know. But this width size seems to be a bit bigger, more of a U in the hand. Well, maybe I can measure with my hand. You know, this feels thicker, and this is. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure this is the older stock is flatter. This way, this width of the neck. So there's the difference right there. Other than that, you know, length, diameter, everything is pretty much length and width are the same, exactly the same. Same thing with the Jazz representations. Here is the SX Jazz old stock. The only difference between those two, of course, you know, the Jazz is a slimmer width of the neck, which comes to about 1.5. 1.5 this way, but the same 24. I mean, I'm 24. 2.5 inches this way on the width at the more toward the pickups. Same length from the bottom to the top as the other bases. That's the 24 inches I'm talking about. As in the Pete bases, these Jazz bases. Here is the new Jazz base representation with this stock. Same thing. I measured them perfect. Perfect 1.5 inch width at the top of the nut here, and same down here as all the other bases at the width down here near the pickups. 2.5 inches. I wrote the stuff down. That's why I got it here. And as far as width on the side, these are pretty much the same. There is no real difference. Okay, let me take that back. Same thing. The newer bases have a kind of more of a U shape, more of a thick U shape going down there. So I guess there is a difference. In both bases, the difference is the same. Are you seeing me here in my head? All right. And so put that back. So I guess overall, both bases are pretty much the same, except for some width difference on the side of the base. So as far as weight is concerned, I don't have a scale here to really weigh these, but I, just by human effort, no difference. Both are the same. The average SX base usually runs about 9 pounds. Usually, some of the more detailed bases are like 10, no more than 10.5 pounds. So relatively lightweight base. Not bad. Still we have some big fans of the old style SX base head. Larger head, beautiful head. In fact, let me go further and just go ahead and measure this. I mean, this is the one thing I didn't measure. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to take it, let's say, at the nut. How about that? I'm going to take it at the nut. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be stupid. Should I do it right there? Okay, let's get a accurate. Okay, I will say 9. Okay, we're talking 9 7/8 for the old style headstock. Get up for the old style. Okay. Now the Challenger. Here comes the new style. More rectangular, more hexagonal. So let's see what it weighs in at. Get out of the asshole. Let's see. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about 9 7/8. 9 7/8 for the whole stock, right at the tip here, to the nut. So, yes, indeed, the older headstock is a few increments longer at 9 7/8, and I mean 9 and you know what? Didn't I say that last time? Oh, that's embarrassing. They're the same. And I'm glad I wrote it down. That's embarrassing. It's right here in front of me. It's 9 7/8. Both are 9 7/8. They're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Oh well. Just style different. So all these bases are exactly the same, except for, of course, between the jazz and the P bass styles, they're all the same. Well, ain't that a B? Ain't that something? Well, there you have it. There is really no difference. There really is no difference other than style of the headstock between these bases. I mean, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Same with the P bases. Same with the jazz bases. So I guess I just wanted to clarify that for my own self, that there was some type of difference or not, and there does seem to be. So you're getting the same quality bass. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you can get used to that new headstock, you're okay. It's still the same bass. You get that? It's still the same bass. Okay. I still like the old headstock though. There. So anyway, I just thought it'd be interesting to do that today. I just thought of it, and I just wanted to put a video up for you guys, and give me any kind of feedback you like. If you don't agree with the measurements I take, maybe I didn't do it right, you take some measurements and you get back with me. So, I don't mind being corrected. Okay, so all right, that's all for today for the Max Proud channel. Appreciate it, and until next video, see you later.